Hey loves, I'm back with another video of something on my mind, something on my chest, something in my soul, and I'm here to share it with you. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hey loves, woke up this morning with something weighing heavy on my spirit, on my mind, and in my heart, and I'm here to share it with you. And that is reflection. Reflection can be broad. It can mean so many things. But what I'm thinking more about reflection is reflecting back on my past, reflecting back on stories, on things that I've learned, and just a big reflection. And sometimes reflections can kind of come up like, I call it past winks, where something happens and it triggers that memory from the past that you wouldn't normally think about, whether it be a smell or a sound or you see something. But it's just so crazy how you can hear something or you can smell something and it reminds you, it triggers you a memory that happened years ago. So I call them memory winks. So my memory wink or reflection is taking me back probably 15 years. When I was younger, I was obsessed with reptiles. I don't know why. I loved them. And I loved chameleons. I loved lizards, iguanas. Well, I ended up getting a pet iguana. And I didn't know anything about an iguana other than I just wanted one and I loved it. And so I remember going to, I can't remember if it was either Petco or PetSmart, but I went to one of those places and I bought a baby iguana. And at the time, it was maybe 12 inches long, maybe. And when you go there, they have pet experts and they tell you everything that you need to know about taking care of whatever the animal that you just adopted or you just bought. And so I remember going to the pet expert and she was explaining to me everything that I needed for my pet iguana. She showed me what food I needed, the heating lamp, the heating pad, how to heat the water to a certain temperature, what type of greenery to have in the aquarium. But there was one thing that I remembered that she told me. And she said, the worst thing that you can do to your pet iguana that will really harm it, so it's the most important thing, is make sure that you have an aquarium that will not stunt its growth. And she said because reptiles, specifically iguanas, will continue to grow as long as they can have an environment around them that allows them to do so. And I remember asking her, what do you mean stunt its growth? Like, what do you mean? And she says, well, whatever size aquarium that you get for your iguana, once your iguana reaches a certain size, it will no longer grow if the aquarium is too small, because it's adapting to that small environment. So it won't allow itself to grow, because if it grows, then it's going to start hurting itself. And she said that's why it's important that you upgrade your aquarium as your iguana grows, because if not, you'll stunt its growth. It won't grow anymore. And I was like, what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to, keep progressing and upgrading, because I want, one of those big iguanas where the head's here and the tail goes down to your foot. And she was like, yeah. She was like, well, just make sure that you keep doing that, because if not, you'll stunt its growth. And I just remember thinking, like, I don't want to do that. So the other day, I'm down at the lake. I'm on the dock. And I was just kind of reminiscing on stuff, talking to God and asking him to help me grow. If there's anything around me that is preventing me from growing to getting closer to fulfilling my life's purpose, please remove it, because I don't want anything to stunt my growth. And out of the blue, that memory came back about my pet iguana, and specifically what that pet expert told me about the aquarium stunting its growth. I used to be an iguana in a too small aquarium, where I would allow myself to stay in certain places. And when I say place, I'm not talking about a physical place. Places can be phases or journeys or chapters in your life, whether you're in a physical place or whether you're in a workplace or you're in a relationship or you have a friendship. But whatever it is, if you are in a place in your life that you know is stunting your growth, that you no longer serve it a purpose and it no longer serves you a purpose because you have outgrown that, or you have learned all that you could from that situation, it is time for you to upgrade your aquarium. You need to move out. You need to quit preventing from growing. Don't allow anything to stunt your growth. And for a long time, just an example, a workplace. I worked at this place for a little bit over 5 years. And I knew that I had pretty much learned everything that I could from that place and from the people who were in that place. I learned a little bit of everything from all of them, great people. I learned a lot about myself, but I just learned in general. And I knew that me working for that company was no longer serving me, and me working for that company, I really wasn't serving it, because I felt like I had pretty much given it all that I could, and it had given me all that I could absorb at that time. But for some reason, I could not leave. I didn't leave because I was too comfortable with where I was at. Even though I knew it was no longer bringing me to fulfill my life's purpose, it wasn't bringing me closer to God. If anything, it was drifting me further away. And so it's hard for us to leave things, even though we know that it's stunting our growth, because we get comfortable with it. But in the end, we are the ones who hurt ourselves. Like, I would have hurt that iguana had I not upgraded the aquarium, even though I had invested so much into that aquarium, so much money, all the nice plants, the nice bedding, the nice heating pads, the nice rocks, all of that. It was beautiful. But I knew once she got bigger that I needed to upgrade her aquarium, because if not, even though it's pretty and I know that she loves it now and she's comfortable in it, I'm going to stunt her growth if I don't move her out. I'm just gonna have to start over. A bigger place means bigger decorations. I can decorate her aquarium better. I can get more rocks, more bedding, all of the fancier plants for her. I can add more elements to her so that she can continue to grow. Even though I knew she was comfortable where she was at, I wanted her to grow. And so if you are at a place in your life where you know that it's not serving you a purpose anymore, you pretty much have outgrown it. You've learned all that you could from that place, from that person, from that friendship, from that relationship. It's time for you to quit stunting your growth. Cut your ties and move on. Even if you're comfortable, and even when it's hard. And a lot of times, comfortable doesn't feel like you're doing something bad. And it's not bad. You're just comfortable. And when you're ready to grow and get closer to fulfilling whatever it is that you are supposed to fulfill, then you'll know it's time for you to move on. But don't be the reason that you don't grow, because the only person who is preventing that is you. So I hope that this helps somebody. It was just so heavy on me, and I just thought that it was so amazing how I was just sitting there talking to God, and boop, there's that memory from a long, long time ago, because I don't do reptiles anymore, y'all. I just can't do it. But in that time of my life, it served me a purpose. And I think I have outgrown that purpose to where I was able to move on. So don't be afraid to cut something off. Change is good. It's hard, but it's necessary for your growth, and it's good. And I will tell you, I don't regret one single thing that I had to let go or cut off to continue my growth. Because there's not one job, one workplace, one friendship, one relationship that I'm going to go against God. I want to fulfill God's purpose. I don't care about anything else. So if it's bringing me outside of my character, if it's not helping me go towards my purpose, I'm going to let it go. I don't care how comfortable I am with it. I'm letting it go, because no relationship, no workplace, no friendship matters when it comes to my relationship with God. That's the only one that matters. And I hope that's the only one that matters for you. So I hope my little memory wink can speak to you. Go out and create something beautiful today. Love you guys. Bye. See you in the next one.